Yo, what is happening? This is Shia Yeshua, but this is another Mo Talk where we're sports and Mo, so please do not forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe. Also, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified when I drop new content such as this. I've seen the articles, I have heard the rumblings, and I've seen a lot of the things that people have said about MiLaysia, Fulwiley, and her getting benched in the UCLA game.
The other day.
Yeah.
Kind of bounced back and kind of tried to find what she's good at and what she's good at.
Here's the thing, people go crazy, It's MiLaysia's process. It's her process. Everybody has a process. Everybody wants to say, maybe transfer. Everybody wants to say, well, what we trust over here. Yeah. we trust our process. And, our process is sometimes painful. Our process is sometimes great. Also, our process sometimes, the greatness camouflages what you really need to work on. That's with everybody,
I did not see the game. I did not see her crying on the bench, but it must have been a sight to see. Someone tweeted out, MiLaysia is crashing out on the bench. I've also heard people say things such as MiLaysia needs to transfer and Dunn deserved to lose that game because she benched MiLaysia. I don't think people understand that schools like South Carolina, UConn, Notre Dame, Baylor, LSU, these schools who have won championships, they win these championships off of systems. They do recruit 5-star players, athletes with dynamic talent. But none of these schools win off of talent alone. They win because of the system that they have in place. Whatever is going on at South Carolina with Dawn Staley and MiLaysia Fulwiley, that's going on there. This is why these coaches get paid to coach, and this is why these players get the opportunity to play for these particular coaches, because they buy into the system. We as fans, all we can do is sit back and enjoy the product or the fruit that they give us on game day. MiLaysia Fulwiley is a exceptional player. She is probably a generational player. But if she don't buy into the system of Dawn Staley and her coaching staff, MiLaysia Fulwiley, as great as she is, she could be replaced. That's the thing. Right now on Dawn Staley's team, she have a freshman guard by the name of Maddie McDaniels. I watched her today, and when I tell you that this girl is special, she's special. Dawn is already giving her high praises. Dawn is saying things like, I can tell that I can already trust her. If MiLaysia Fulwiley want to continue to stay in the good graces of Dawn Staley, she need to pay attention to the things that she say about the freshman, Maddie McDaniel. But she need to pay attention to that. MiLaysia, these are not organizations where you can go and you can freestyle and you can just showcase your talent and do everything it is that you can do. You can't do that in organizations like South Carolina and UConn and the LSUs and the Notre Dames, and you can't play like that. If this is how you want to play, then you need to go to a school that is in a smaller market, a school that don't produce championships, a school who will let you be who you are. As much as people don't want to hear it, and as much as they don't want to believe it, this is what helped Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. She was at Iowa. The system at Iowa was whatever works, whatever we could do to win. And at that particular time, it was Caitlin Clark. So if that means you shooting logo threes, then you shoot logo threes. Everybody else just crashed the board in the event that she missed it, which hardly she did when she was in college, crash the board and kick it back out to her and let her reset and do it again. You can't play like that. There is no way Caitlin Clark would have had that freedom to play like that at any of these other schools. Gino would not have went for that. Gino would have set Caitlin Clark butt down on a bench, and if she didn't listen, she'd have been shipped up out of there. When you are a 5-star player at these schools of UConns and South Carolina and LSUs and the Notre Dames and the Baylors of the world, when you are a 5-star player at these schools, you could be replaced with a McDonald All-Star the very next year. And this is one of the things that MiLaysia Fulwiley is looking at right now. I am a MiLaysia Fulwiley fan, but the worst thing that she could do is read the articles and listen to the fans. We know that she's great. Dunn know that she is great. MiLaysia know that she is great. But her being great is not going to get them a championship. What's going to get them a championship is MiLaysia Fulwiley buying all into the system. It's kind of like Dez Bryant with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dez Bryant fan. Dez Bryant was at one time probably one of the top 5 receivers in the league. But Dez Bryant didn't know how to run the route tree. And that plagued him throughout his career. I know musicians who could play the guitar, the lead guitar, who could play the bass, but they'll never be able to play in a band because they play by ear. They don't know how to read music. That's a handicap. So it don't matter how great of a player you are, if you cannot buy into the system, which it seems like Maddie McDaniel, man, I'm hoping I'm saying this girl name right, look like she's going to buy into the system. And if she continues to buy into the system and Fulwiley continue to have the struggles, whatever those struggles may be, because I'm sure that they internal, right? We don't know because we're on the outside. We'll start seeing less and less of McDaniel. She can be replaced. That other freshman that Dunn have, man, look, her name Joyce Edwards, that forward, this is a rising star. This young lady here could just flat out ball. And the reason why I'm highlighting these freshmen is because when you play for schools like South Carolina, when you play for these type of schools, it's the system that win championships, not the players. So no, whoever that was that said Dunn deserved to lose because she set MiLaysia Fulwiley down, no, you wrong. A coach like Doug Staley will take a loss to prove a point. Trust me, I know coaches like that. And that's one of the problems today with this newer generation is that they don't like discipline. They don't like criticism. They don't like to be told anything. They feel like everything is owed to them. And I'm not saying that that's MiLaysia Fulwiley's case whatsoever, right? I'm not saying that at all. She could have an issue like Dez. Dez just could not learn the route tree. An exceptional talent, but it was just not in him to learn the route tree. It's not that he didn't want to. And I've seen athletes like that. Exceptional talent, but they just can't get the plays right. And because they can't get the plays right, they don't get to play. They don't get to play. So understand that it's the system that Dunn is working with. That Iowa State game today against South Carolina, one of the things that I took away from it is that South Carolina is missing size, but they can make up with that with the depth that they have. They got a lot of depth. Man, it's hard to replace a Asia. It's hard to replace a Leah Boston. It's hard to replace a Camila Cardoza. It's hard. She has had a luxury of having 3 great centers for a long time, and now she is down to guards and forwards. I made a mistake on my last video and called Chloe Kitt a center. She's not a center. She's actually a forward. but because of the deptitude that they don't have in that position, she's kind of like playing both of them. She had a pretty solid game today as well. And that, I mean, the way her scoring spread around in that particular game, it was awesome. And if she continued to get production like this, she'll be able to mask, the fact that she don't have a big, because that's going to make teams, which they already know, that's going to make them have to guard all 5 players that are on the court at a particular time. You got Joyce Edwards that gave Dunn 13. Sanaya Fagan gave her 13. Tessa Johnson, she had a really nice game with 7. Pow, she gave us 7. Pow has been leading the team in scoring, this year. Chloe Kitts dropped 6. Bree Hall dropped 6. And Raven Johnson dropped 6. Joyce Edwards is that freshman forward that I was telling you about that's a rising star. Her court presence and the knowledge that she have on the court is exceptionally high. You look at her, she don't look like she could do a whole lot just by an eye test looking, but man, the girl is special. South Carolina is going to be a tough out, even without the presence of a big there in the middle. But we know that come postseason, it's a new season, and it become more about the players than it do about the coaching when we get into postseason play. But MiLaysia Fulwiley in the first half, she had 2 boards, 1 assist, 2 points. I believe what was most impressive with me with her game today, I believe she ended up with like 13 points. I could be wrong, but she had 0 turnovers. MiLaysia Fulwiley is well of a player she is apt to have turnovers. And a lot of those turnovers that she have, they are not her fault, but they are her fault because she be trying to do those Magic Johnson type passes to a team that they don't always be ready for that. And I know for a fact that's one of the things that Dawn Staley be on her about. Look, we need you to score. Go ahead and take the shot. Don't try to get everybody else going. You are a scoring guard. That's what you are, okay? We got true point guards, and I believe that's what the Maddie McDaniel, her freshman, she is a true point guard. She is a floor general, and we need MiLaysia when you're out there and you're out there by yourself, do what you do, keep it under control, but we need you to score. You are a dynamic scorer. So I believe that Dawn Staley, South Carolina Gamecocks, they're going to be a tough out come March. But like I say, with that interior being as small as it is, a team full of freshmen and guards, I believe that and it's just my opinion, but I do believe that may be an Achilles heel for them. One of the things that may keep them from advancing back to that championship floor. But this was a great game. I can't wait to hear what Coach Staley got to say about it. It was a solid game, man. Deep into the second quarter, Iowa State only had 3 points. Iowa State, they went on them a little run, but it was just too much for them to overcome. So let's keep our eyes out on Dawn Staley and this South Carolina Gamecocks. I am a Gamecocker. I am. I don't know if that sounded right or not. That probably didn't sound too good, Gamecocker. But yeah, I'm a fan of South Carolina because I am a fan of Dawn Staley. Y'all get at me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Until next time, it's this year, your shoe. Peace. All right.